Hello and welcome. I don't know how many of you during a research got frustrated by poor response or low response from your respondents. Now, it is a common thing when you're doing research, and I know it can be very frustrating, especially when your research is time bound, especially if you're a student or you're doing a project that is also funded and there are time or deadline that you need to meet. I want to share some of the possible strategy that you can embark on or that you can use to help you increase the response rate or the speed at which your respondent act on your questionnaire. Number one is you improve your tool design and accessibility. Your tool here could be the interview guide, but most importantly, we are talking about the questionnaire. So improve the design of your questionnaire and accessibility of the same. How do you do that? Number one is you keep it simple and clear. That is the rule of thumb. In fact, anytime you're doing research, one of the main things we emphasize is you keep it simple and clear in terms of the language that you use, in terms of the flow. So don't use difficult or complicated or jargons in your research and especially questionnaire. You want to be as simple so that the lay person, a common person, can understand the language and be able to respond. So that is number one way to do that or to improve the design and accessibility. Number two is make it mobile friendly. At this age, where we are talking about age of platform, age of IT, the digital age, you cannot afford to have a questionnaire that cannot be accessed through a mobile phone. Why? Most people, this is a gadget that they are with at all times. So you don't want to make it almost impossible for them to give an excuse. So they can be able to respond to your questionnaire when they are in public transport, when they are having lunch, when they are walking. That is one of the best strategies that you can use to increase the number of responses. The next one, number three, is let it flow logically. Your questionnaire should flow logically. So there should be a thread connecting or starting from, the section 1 all the way to section 2. And the rule of thumb here is that start with easy question as you head to the complex question, because it will be a put off if you start with a complex question and the respondents are not willing to proceed. So start with easy to complex and let there be a logical flow. Then the other thing is that in improving your tool design and accessibility, offer multiple channels or multiple response channels. What do I mean? Allow people to respond online, allow people to have opportunity of face-to-face or a printed questionnaire that you can issue and collect back. Have those options available for your respondent, because there are those that may be very comfortable if you have a chat and you're able to tick, or there are those that you wish that you share via email, there are those that you wish that you share hard copy and they fill and then you collect later. Be sure to accord them those options. Number two strategy is that you should personalize and build trust with your tool, or when you're doing data collection, be sure to personalize and build trust. How do you do that? Number one is address the respondent by name. If it's possible, if you have done proper research and you're targeting specific respondents, address them by name, by title, and this basically shows that you know them and you value their input. And as you do that, it is also important that you tell them why their input is important in the research that you're doing. You're almost becoming, you're putting emotion into them, that it is almost a must that they take part in this research, but you have to do it very craftily, and that is what we refer to as building trust. Number two is that you also, and this is very important, you take advantage of your trusted network. As we speak, most of us, there is a network that you'll be able to build. There are, people in other countries, people in other organizations, people in other region. Can you ride on that to get to your respondent? Because it is easy to respond to someone who you know and you are interacting with them not for the first time, but maybe people that you have interacted with previously. So that is very important. Then the other thing that is very common, another strategy that you can use to personalize and build trust, is ensure and guaranteeing anonymity and confidentiality. Let the respondent know that the data, the information that will be collected will not be shared, will not be sold to a third party. And in research, and especially in academic, we normally say that the information, the data will only be used for the research. It will not be, shared to a third party. And that helps to build trust to the respondent, and that assurance, therefore, is very, very important. The next strategy that you can use, data, the information that will be collected will not be shared, will not be sold to a third party. And in research, and especially in academic, we normally say that the information, the data will only be used for the research. It will not be, shared to a third party. And that helps to build trust to the respondent, and that assurance, therefore, is very, very important. The next strategy that you can use, and it can be controversial, number three, is incentives. The respondent need to be motivated. There are some research where you can give tokens. There are some research or project where you can facilitate the respondent. But without going into the controversial side, it is also possible that you can actually give incentives to your respondent. How do you do that without even money coming into play? Number one is you can tell them that after you're done with the research, you will get a copy of the finding or the results. That is very important, especially when you're targeting corporates or organization. They may want to get a copy of the final project or final product of your research, because they might be able to draw some insights from there, and therefore that would be a way to incentivize your respondent, who may be motivated to give you feedback and do so speedily. Number two way you can give incentives is to show how their response would contribute to change. So if it is individual, community, or organization, are you able to showcase how their response and indeed the work that you're doing will cause a change in the society, will cause a change in the community, or probably improve the community that you're working in? If you're able to connect that, then most likely they will support you, and that will increase the pace and the speed at which they will respond to your questionnaire. The next strategy that you can use to increase your response rate is timing and follow-ups. Now, timing is everything. Timing is everything. And how do you use timing and follow-up to improve response rate? Number one is send or issue your questionnaire at the right time. Don't go to organization when they are closing their financial year and you want them to devote time to your questionnaire. It may not work. So you need to be very aware when your respondents have free time or easy time, so to speak. So don't go when they're having events, don't go when they are closing the books, they're opening the year, and all that. So you have to be very timely if you want to get a good response. Number two is be sure to use reminders, polite reminders or gently reminders. Could be email, could be a text reminding them that you shared with them a questionnaire and that you'd be happy if they can respond to it at their earliest convenience. Very, very important, very gentle, but could improve the number of responses that you get. The next one is, when you share in your questionnaire, set a deadline and let them know the time within which you hope to collect this information. That triggers, it triggers some urgency for them or for your respondent. So don't let it be open-ended. Tell them you are hoping to collect this information between this time and this time, and that will definitely help them to have some urgency in what are you doing. The last strategy that I can share is ensure your tool is engaging and, if possible, gamify it. How do you do that? Now, don't be accustomed to the traditional, questionnaire where it's all, write up, it's all paragraph, it's all, statements. And at times they can be very boring, and at times they could be very weighty. Try as much as possible to use visuals. Okay, even pictures or videos, it is possible. Okay, that could help your respondent to be engaged, to be motivated, to want to finish your questionnaire. So try this out, and I hope you'll be able to reduce the time that you take to correct your data or to correct your response, but also increase the percentage of response or the rate of response from your respondent. Wishing you the best as you do data correction.